Now start.
Namaste. Om Asato Masat Gamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mritor Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. A very good evening to all of you, to my dear friends, the dear students and dear research scholars and all respected dignitaries present here today, and our respected teacher Dr. Pramod Kumar sir. Today it is our last session of the discussion of Isha Upanishad. All these days we have been discussing the Vedanta philosophy, and to put in brief the teaching of Vedanta philosophy, we can say that it highlights or it points out to us or it teaches us two truths mainly. One is the unity of all beings or the solidarity of all existence, which we have already explored in the very first sloka of the Isha Upanishad. And the second teaching of the Vedanta philosophy is that to realize the divinity of man, which we will be exploring today. In our previous discussions, we have explored the very first teaching of the Vedanta philosophy, that is the unity of all being or the solidarity of all existence, through the very first shloka. And we see that the Isha Upanishad very beautifully and briefly points out to the very core teaching of Vedanta, right? So after the first sloka, in the rest slokas we have explored the nature of Brahman, and today through the 15th and 16th sloka of the Isha Upanishad, we will try to understand the nature of Atman or the nature of self today. So let us begin with the second, with the 15th and 16th sloka, and we will be discussing the next two slokas also. And this 15th and 16th sloka, mainly the 16th sloka of the Isha Upanishad, highlights the second core teaching of Vedanta, that is the divinity of man, the divinity in man. All right. So, in order to begin today's lecture, I would like to begin with a little example, and I would like all of the participants to think with me. I obviously there will be, I'm sure about it, that all of us will be able to match ourselves, and will be able to understand that what the Upanishad is trying to say is not a mere infatuation, or is not a mere stipulation, but it is the very reality. It is the very reality of our existence. So let's begin, right? So in our life, throughout our life, we see ourselves passing through from one sphere of truth to another sphere of truth. One may ask how? Let us take the example of children, right? The children love to play, right? And when they play, They get so engrossed in playing that it becomes so difficult for the mother to take the child out of the game and make him or her ready to send her to school again, right? Um, and what is very interesting about a child's play, when a child plays, then if you notice, if you observe carefully, then you'll find one very interesting phenomena. That is, suppose a girl is playing with her doll, or a boy is playing with his gun or a little car, right? And to her, to that little kid, little girl, the doll is not an object, it's not a mere object. To her, the doll becomes like her own kid, right? She sees the doll as her kid and she thinks that she is the mom. And now the kid is so busy to make the doll ready because it is time to go to school for the doll, right? And suppose a boy is playing with his gun, and very interesting is that the boy is not only playing with the gun. To him, he can see a world. Okay, he is in a battlefield there. He is, suppose he is a superman or he is a pirate there, and he is playing a very pretty serious battle there. He can see his opponent and he's shooting them. Now when a little kid girl is so busy to make her child, that is the doll, ready for taking her to school, and a boy is so busy in winning a battle with his opponents, right? Now if their mom calls for dinner, then what, for dinner or lunch, whatever, then what will be their reaction? We all know that the children will be, first of all, ignoring mom's call, right? They will be like, so they're so much engrossed in the playing. And why is it so? Why the child ignores mom's call so easily? Because to them at that moment, the world they have created, that is so real, so true, and they're so much engrossed in it, they're so serious about it. Now if mom calls, no, they will be ignoring it, obviously. So if we try to understand, if we try to uh, keep this child's play and compare it with us, we are also so much engrossed with this our little world, with playing our uh, everyday jobs and everything. It is also like a play to us, right? And we do not understand it. We are so much busy in it, in our day-to-day life, in this world. We are so much engrossed in it, so serious about it, that this world affects us so much. Now, what the Upanishads are doing, just minutely follow it, that the Upanishad here is playing the role of our mother. Just like the mother knows that her children are so lost in playing, they have forgotten that it is time to go to school. That's why the mother gives a call. Right. Similarly, the Upanishads understands that her kids have forgotten that it is who they are. They have forgotten. So, like our mother, the Upanishads gives us a call that it is time to come back. Come back to what? Come back to where? The Upanishad says it is time to come back to reality, to truth, right? And suppose a mom, just let us go back to the example a bit. Suppose the mom is calling the children again and again. Now the children gets really, the child gets really disturbed, huh? And he or she gets up from her play and goes near mom and asks mom with a rage, huh? That what, mom? Why are you calling me? And the mom says, see the clock. What is the time? And the children are so busy, were so busy, and they have just only one thing in mind, that they have to go back and start playing, because they were in a very serious field that time, huh? And that time mom called, so they come back, and they ask mom that, mom, so what? Mom is saying, see the clock, what is the time? And the child is saying, so what? Right? And mom smiles and understands that the child has forgotten who he is. The child, then the mom says, it is time for you to go to school. You remember? That is not the real world. Real world where you dwell is this, where you have to go to school and it is time. So get up from playing and get ready and hurry up. So similarly, here the Upanishad, like our mother, is pointing out to us that who you are thinking that you are is not actually who you are. So like the child who has forgotten while playing that who is he, we also have forgotten who we are actually. So we ask to our mother that who we are, what is the truth? Tell us. So, in the 15th shloka of the Isha Upanishad, when we go, we find this very innocent query of human heart. And it goes like this. हिरण्मयेण पात्रेण सत्यस्यापि हितं मुखं तत्त्वं पुषन्यपावृणु सत्यधर्माय दृष्टये. What this shloka is saying, this 15th shloka of the Isha Upanishads is saying that, O son, O nourisher, the truth is already blocked by a golden shade. I cannot see the truth. So, O nourisher, please unveil, please remove the curtain from you so that I can see the truth. In the next shloka, when we come, that is the 16th shloka, it says beautifully, Pushannikarisheyama surya prajapatya vyuharashmin samuha tejayate rupam kalyanathamang tatte pashyami yo asavasau purushah so ahamasmi. What this shloka is saying, this shloka is beautifully addressing Surya, since sun is the sustainer, sun is the source of life and existence of us in this earth. So beautifully addressing sun, it is, first of all, in the 15th shloka, we saw that the human heart is craving to know the truth, addressing the sun. It is asking the sun to remove the curtain and to show the truth. And in this 16th shloka, we find the realization of truth. The truth seeker realizes the truth. That is, he and the sun, he and the Purusha who dwells in the sun are the same. That is, the Atman and the Brahman are the same. They are not different. Just like when the mom tells that it is time to school, see the clock and it is time for you to go to school, then the child realizes, oh, I do not dwell in that world of playing where I was playing. Actually, I dwell here. So he shifts from one reality to another, right? And in the 16th shloka, when the Isha Upanishad points out to us that Sho Aham Asmi, that is, the Brahman and you, the Atman and Brahman are not separate, they are one. Then the self realizes, the truth seeker realizes that whom he thought he was, actually he was not that. He is something different. He is the ultimate. He is one with the ultimate. He is one with the Supreme. Okay. Now let us come to the next shlokas. In the 17th and 18th shloka, we find the prayer of the dying man addressing addressing the ultimate, addressing Brahman, addressing the sun. And it goes like this. वायुरनिलममृतमथेदं भस्मान्तं शरीरम् ॐ क्रतु स्मर कृतं स्मर क्रतु स्मर कृतं स्मर. The dying man who is desirous of truth and desirous for a better state after death, is saying that now may my breath return to the all-pervading, immortal prana. May this body be burnt to ashes. O mind, remember all that I have done. And in the 18th shloka, when we come, we find another prayer from the dying person again. It prays, Agni Naya Supatharai Asman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidyan Yuyodhyasma Juhurano Meno Bhuisthang Te Nama Ukting Vidhema. This sloka is praying near the fire, that is, O fire, lead us by the good path for the enjoyment of the fruit of our action. You know, O God, all our deeds. Destroy our sin of deceit we offer by words or salutations to you. This is how the dying man sends his prayer for a higher course after his death. And here I would conclude the introduction of this session, and I would request our respected sir, Dr. Pramod Kumar Das sir, to enlighten us and to unravel the doubts we have regarding the little things, the very subtle things in this slokas. So sir, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, KHEYA. Very beautifully you explained these four last verses of Upanishad. So this is the last session. There are three levels of reality. One is the unmanifest state, unmanifest, that is nirguna. The second stage is second level of reality, that is saguna. And the third one is sakara. So there is a difference between saguna and sakara. Commonly we think that they are same. Nirguna means it is devoid of any form, any guna. It is the unmanifest state. Saguna means we know the attributes. We know some guna in a very abstract sense. But sakara means we understand that essence, that guna, with a shape, with a form, with a akara. Example, Brahman is Nirakara. Nirguna, Nirakara. Nirguna and Nirakara. No form, no guna, no shape. But when we say Lord Jagannath, when we say Lord Shiva, so here we take a guna. In a very subtle sense, we take a guna. We try to understand that unmanifest reality with a guna. We attributed a guna. But when we worship Lord Jagannath with a particular shape, that he has no legs, he has no hands, this shape, big eyes, very peculiar akara, and we place him in a particular temple. We identify his place to a particular city, particular town, then that is akara. We give a definite akara that Jagannath looks like this. We have to understand these three levels of reality. Nirguna upasana, saguna upasana, and sakara upasana. Similarly, there are three types of devotees. Upasaka, ignorant people, they need a form, they need an akara. Without that, they can't worship, they can't understand the Nirakara. Therefore, they need to go to temple. They follow certain rituals. They understand that Brahman, the ultimate reality, is nobody. He is our Jagannath, Lord Jagannath, my Lord, my Ishta Devata, the village goddess, my Grama Devi, God of a particular community. God resides in a temple. God sleeps like a human being. God eats like a human being. God smiles like a human being. God visits like a human being. Rathatra. Everything God does as man does. Human life and the life of a God, they are imagined to be same. Because without that formalities, a common man cannot understand divinity. Therefore, we need a physical base, physical arrangements to understand that Nirakara. This is the common sense. This is the attitude of a common man. He needs a salagram, that is a stone. But we believe that it is not a stone, it is a salagram. But really, for a scientist, it is a stone, it is a piece of stone. Another level of understanding, another type of a devotee, he may not need to go to temple. He is satisfied with the concept of Jagannath, concept of Lord Shiva, concept of manifestation, concept of the attributes. This is another level of understanding that Nirakara. That he understands Jagatar Natha Jagannath. Jagannath is the Natha of the whole Jagat. Conceptually he understands. By Guna, the second devotee is satisfied that, oh, this is Lord Jagannath. But the third devotee, he believes in that Nirguna Satta, Nirakara. He understands Isabasyam idam sarvam. Whatever I see, whatever I perceive, everything that I see around me is Isa. Isa is everywhere, every space, every time. Isa is available. The whole is Isa. So we should not restrict Isa to a particular form, in a particular space, at a particular time. This is the particular space, this is a temple. Now the door is open. जो कहती पहाड़ खोला अच्छी पहाड़ बंद अच्छी. No. God is omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient. So God is all powerful. Sarva Vidyamana. God is everywhere. God is indeterminate. So the word God or Ishvara is a Saguna. Brahman is Nirakara, Nirguna. So we have to understand these three levels of reality. Similarly, in epistemology, in the levels of consciousness, we have four states. One is the Turiya state, that is the pure consciousness. Besides that, we have three states: Susupti, Supna, Jagrat. Waking state, dream state, and dreamless sleep state. Three states. And there are also three types of people. Some, they are very much active. They are in the stage of a waking state. Some are in the state of a dream state. Some are in the state of a dreamless sleep state. If we understand these three states in one person, then we can understand actually the difference. Suppose you are dreaming and you are having a very beautiful dream. Very beautiful dream. At that moment, your mind is functioning. But the problem is, you cannot operate your mind by your will. You cannot regulate your dream. Then, at the time of a dream, your mind is autonomous. You don't have any control over the movement of mind, thought process of a mind. That means in the dream state, there is flow of thought, but we don't have any control over that flow. But in the waking state, to some extent, we can control the flow of our thought. And in the deep dreamless sleep state, we don't have any sense. We have existence, but we are sleeping. That is, we are sleeping in the true sense of the term. But beyond these three levels, there is the state of a pure consciousness that is called Turiya, which is present in the waking state, in the dream state, and also in the dreamless sleep state. That means, who am I? I am that pure consciousness. I am that pure consciousness, but due to my mistake, I think that I am in the waking state, or I am in the dream state, or I am in the dreamless sleep state. This is my mistake. I am that pure consciousness, but I wrongly think that I am waking, I am dreaming, and I am sleeping. Similarly, I am that unmanifest, but I wrongly identify myself with the manifest. What is the manifest? That is my body. Body is the manifestation of that unmanifest. My mind is another manifestation. My intellect means buddhi. That is another manifestation. So these are the different manifest states which are not my real identity. I am that nirguna, nirakara satta. I am that Atman. I am that Brahman. But wrongly, I identify myself with this form or that form. Wrongly, I fail to make a distinction what I have and what I am. What I have, I am not that. Suppose I have a boss, I am not that boss. Suppose I have a building, I am not that building. This is understood. But we fail to understand that I am not this body. I have my body, but wrongly I think that I am my body. Therefore, I have attachment with my body. Whatever you think that it is yours, you develop your attachment for that object or, or for that subject. If you think that this body is your body, then you will develop your attachment. Thinking your body as your body is not bad, it is necessary, it is good. Otherwise, you can take care of your health. But you should not develop a um, unnecessary attachment. You shouldn't own your body. You should not be the owner of your body. You are not your body. You have your body, so take care of it. You have your building, so take care of it. But you don't say that you are identified with your body, mind, or intellect. The moment you identify yourself with the body or mind or intellect, you are not Brahman, you are not Nirakara, you are not Nirguna, you are with a form. Suppose you are playing a role of Ravana on the stage. At that moment, you should think that you are just playing that role. You are not Ravana. You are just playing that role. And you should play that role very meticulously. Suppose your principal is a Kotwal and you are the king, you should behave like a king. You should not think that I am acting before my principal who is playing the role of a um, subordinate subject. You should not think that. There on the stage, you are a king and you should behave like a king. So, this should be the attitude of our practical life, that I have different forms, but I am not this form or that form. So, in these 4 verses, the devotee is praying to Isha that you uncover your cover, you uncover the veil so that I can see the truth. Because the truth is covered by a cover. There is a barrier. So you should not hide yourself with your maya, with your manifestation. Appear with your own color, appear with your original color. Suppose you meet your friend and the friend is making a drama before you. He is trying to misguide you. Many people do that. Many people pretend to cry when they want to bake something. Suppose they need money, they do drama. So you are a true friend, you want to help him. So you will suggest him, don't do drama. You just behave very normally. I shall help you. You have some problem, I know, but don't do this drama. If there is a quarrel between husband and wife, suppose somebody is doing drama, then the other party is not satisfied. Don't do drama. Be original. Many people, 99% of people, they do drama. They appear what they are not. They do what they are not within. So don't do that. Similarly, what we see the manifest of the unmanifest, because we can't see the unmanifest. And we have developed that habit going to the temple, therefore we search God in the temple. We don't search God in a dog, in cow, in plant, because we don't have that vision. We are satisfied with temple. କୋଉଠିକି ଗଲି ମନ୍ଦିର ଗଲି ଆଜି ଭଲ ଦର୍ଶନ ହେଲା. Today I had a very beautiful vision, darsana of Lord Jagannath. Lord Jagannath is everywhere. Do you fail to see Lord Jagannath in this dog, in that plant? This is a type of a vision. That means we are satisfied with the manifest, which is false from the Paramarthika Satta. But that is true from the Vyavaharika Satta. So there are different provisions. Suppose you are not a man of wisdom, you don't have spiritual sadhana, you fail to see the unmanifest, you can go through this state of manifestation. Therefore, the devotee is praying, and the similar thing is there in Bhagavad Gita. When Lord Krishna revealed his original Rupa, shape, he revealed the Vishwarupa. That was the original state of Lord Krishna. Arjuna was surprised. Arjuna was always thinking that he is my friend, he is my Sakha. We were playing together, we were two friends only. Arjuna did not accept Lord Krishna as God, as Brahman, as something powerful, as Almighty. He thinks that I am a friend and he is my friend. We are two friends. But when Lord Krishna gave him Divya Chakyu to see the universal shape, the original shape, the total reality, Vishwarupa Darshan, then Arjuna was surprised. Oh, you are this, you are the divinity, you are divine, you are God. I think only that you are my friend. So that is the truth. But Lord Krishna appears as a common man, as a common friend before Arjuna, because Arjuna cannot see Vishwadarshana for a long time. We always live in the world of falsity because we cannot digest the truth for a long time. We are satisfied with the false praise. Suppose somebody is praising you and you know that that is false, but still you are satisfied because you cannot digest the real fact of your life. You can't digest. You can't accept. If you say a thief to if you say that you are a thief and actually he is a thief, he will be annoyed. Because everybody wants false appreciation. This is ego. This is ego. Ego is satisfied by likes and dissatisfied by dislikes. That means we are satisfied with manifestation. But a true devotee, after having proper wisdom, he is praying that you uncover the cover, you appear in the true gaze, so that I can see you, so that I can see you. This is the very humble prayer of the devotee to Brahman. Here symbolically we are discussing that this is a prayer to sun. This is the prayer to sun. That the sun is Saguna, the sun is not Nirakar. Nirakar has no akar, Nirakar has no name. We can't even say that he is the sun. When we say the sun, that is Saguna. And symbolically we are saying that you uncover this golden plate so that I can see your real form. This is the prayer. And we are always in the spell of Maya. The child is always in the Maya of his or her mother. Because mother cannot appear as a mother before the child Even if she appears, the child can't understand. But when the child is grown up, he or she can understand what this person is. That means when we are ignorant, we are satisfied with the manifestation. When we understand, realize the truth, we become more knowledgeable, we pray, we desire to see the truth. Truth behind the appearance, behind the diversity. We wish that. We wish to see that truth. So remove this manifestation. It is too much. It is too much. Now I don't want to experience this manifestation. I want to see that unmanifest. This should be the attitude of each and every person in his very short span of life. Therefore, there are four ashramas. There is student life, there is married life, there is a life of initiation, and there is a life of renunciation. Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasa. So you have to march, you have to move according to this division. And you should have the sense of pratyahara, you should have the sense of withdrawal when one ashrama is finished. Yes, you are living a married life, that is very nice, and you have your children, and you have responsibility to educate your children, but it has a time limit. When children are grown up, they are married, you should have to renounce, you should have to, you have to be free from that bondage. You have to live a life of a vanaprastha. Vanaprastha is is a training period, the training of detachment. Because overnight you cannot be detached from all sorts of attachments. So there is a gradual movement, transition from attachment to detachment, and ultimately you should qualify yourself to live a life of a sannyasa, life of a vairagya. In the state of sannyasa, in the state of a vairagya, you live a life of a jivana mukta. That means you have your life, you have all the manifestations, what you had before some years, you had all your manifestations, you have your son, you have your daughter-in-law, you have everything, but you have an attitude of nothing, as if you are not attached to anything. You have to groom your mind in the tune of vairagya. That I have everything, but I have changed my mind. Now I have developed the sense of a sannyasa. That means I don't have that attachment which I had when I was a grahastha. At the time of a grahastha, attachment is my responsibility. I am not that irresponsible person that I shall not have attachment for my wife, for my children, for my service. So I must have attachment when I am living a life of a grahastha. Similarly, I am equally responsible to live a life of detachment After this tenure is over, the tenure of Grahastha is over. Suppose you are reading in the graduation, its tenure is 3 years. You will say that now I shall study 10 years. You can't. And if you do that, then you are a failure. So you have to complete your graduation in 3 years. Then you will be promoted to PG class. Then you will do MPhil. Then you will be placed in. You will do any service. So this is the natural flow of life. So in the natural flow of life, you have to detach yourself from the manifestations. Oh, this was my manifestation, but I am not that. I am leading, I am going in the direction of the unmanifest. So in the life of sannyasa, you are detached from all manifestations and you contemplate on, and you can contemplate, you can think of that unmanifest Brahman. Because at that moment of sannyasa, you have no lobha, you have no krodha, you have no moha, you are completely a different type of a person. You are a highly evolved person. Your mind has been changed. Your mind has been groomed with the sense of a vairagya. If in your lifespan you have not transformed one level of consciousness to another level of consciousness, then your life is just like a hell. Rather, animals are better than you. Plants are better than you. If being a human being, if you do not promote yourself from one stage to another stage, one level of consciousness to another level of consciousness, then you are going to the world of darkness. Your life is worthless. No value, no significance of your life. You are just living an animal life. This is not life of rationality. This is not an intellectual life. This is not a spiritual life. So the goal of life is to understand that unmanifest Nirakara Nirguna Brahman. As the Brahman, so is I. So am I. I am that. As Brahman can be understood without any guna, similarly I am also without any guna, any upadhi, any manifestation. I am not this, not this, not this, not this. Neti, 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 neti. There was a time I was claiming, I am this, I am this, I am this. But now I am living a life of a sannyasa. Now I understand, now I realize I am not this, I am not this, I am not this. The same person having two types of realization. The child is satisfied with doll, but mother knows that the child is a fool who is satisfied with doll. But mother is not playing with a doll. Similarly, mother is playing with her husband and her child. That is also another type of emotion, another type of attachment. Mother, just like the child is playing with a doll, mother is another child who is biased by, infatuated by, who has moha for husband, children, ornaments, etc., etc. And if you become a grandfather and grandmother, you have attachment for your grandchild. Once you had attachment for your son, Now you have attachment for your grandson. So this is only the transfer of attachments, shifting of attachments. I was attached to a doll, then I was attached to my family, then I am attached to the family of my son. But we have to remember, we have a time of detachment, we have a time of sannyasa. There I should be detached from all types of manifestations, all types of forms, because I am that formless. I shall be free from my body, my mind, my intellect, my son, my grandson, my property, everything. Because now I am living a life of a sannyasa. Sannyasa means everything is gone, all the forms are destroyed. I am that Nirguna Brahman, and I am always that. But ignorantly, due to my ignorance, I was thinking that I am my body, I am my mind, I am this, I am that. But I am very lucky, I am very fortunate that in this very life I lived the full span, because many people fail to live the full span. So now, after living the life of a Grahastha, after living the life of attachment, after living the life of a manifestation, now I am living the life of the unmanifest, the detachment. But how long it will take? What is the time limit? One can take 60 years to have a life of detachment. Lord Buddha took it, did it in his youth. He was newly married, he had one child, he left everything because he got that sannyasa in, in his youth, in his young time. Similarly, one can be detached in the childhood. That depends upon our spiritual sadhana. And in the reverse, even a man of 80 years or 90 years may have that old vasana. He or she is not ready to live a life of a sannyasa. Therefore, many aged people commit very silly mistakes which are not expected from them. So that depends. So here the devotee is praying, O son, O Pushan, you just uncover the cover so that I can see your true nature, your true gaze. This is symbolic. This is symbolic. But what is actuality? You ask yourself, who am I? So I should uncover all the covers of my existence, all the covers. Then I can see myself. Who really am I? All the time I am Brahman. I am that pure consciousness. But I am always thinking helplessly, I am this, I am that, I am that, I am that. So I am covered with all types of manifestations, attachments. So this is a prayer to son symbolically, but this is an attempt to see myself in the true form. That means that is a state of a self transformation. And the last verse, that is prayer to Agni, because Agni is the symbol of success. Agni is the symbol of light. Agni is the symbol of prosperity. Lastly, the devotee is praying, the devotee is repenting also, that whatever I did in this life, using my body, mind and intellect, but body is not responsible, intellect is not responsible. I can ask my mind that whatever you did in this life, just remember. Just remember what you did in your life. As we also do that, we are advised to do that when we are going to sleep, when you are going to bed, you just think what you did today, how many good things you have done and how many bad things you have done. You just have self-analysis. You just reflect upon your deeds of daily activities. Whatever you have done daily, you just think when you are going to bed. Similarly, now time has come, I shall ask to my mind how you are engaged in the whole lifespan. And, O Agni, rectify my mind, correct my mind, engage my mind in virtuous things and remove all sins from my mind, from my thought, from my activities. Excuse me, whatever I have done, whatever I have committed, any mistake in my life, and show me the path of light. As you are the symbol of light, make me that Agni, so that all my actions will be like Yajna, so that I can do something for the society, so that I shall be reflected as fire, as Agni, as light. So remove all the sins and show me the right path, the path of light, the path of wisdom. Make me liberated. Show me your true nature. That means give me the correct wisdom, so that I can realize myself that I am Atman, I am that Brahman, I am not this manifestation. Thank you. Over to KHEYA.
Thank you so much, sir, again for elevating us and guiding us so beautifully throughout this journey in understanding the Isha Upanishad. Now we will. Now this session is open for questions, open to the audiences. If anyone has any doubt and wanna raise the question, please raise your hands and we will pick up the questions one after another. Sir, there is a question that is in the chat box. Shravani Misra, she is writing, Sir, can a person live the life of detachment during the time of attachment by doing the assignment of attachment for the sake of duty, where there we don't need the four stages? Yes, I'm repeating. She's saying, sir, can a person live the life of detachment during the time of attachment by doing the assignment of attachment for the sake of duty? There we don't need the four stages.
Very good question.
Okay, okay.
You mute. Yes. Very good question. That means the question is, should one wait for the age of sannyasa to live a life of detachment? No. You can you can promote yourself to the life of sannyasa, to the life of detachment, if you have practiced it in the previous steps of your life. Otherwise, you can't be promoted to the life of a sannyas. Suppose you are in the you are in the state of a brahmacharya. Suppose you are a student, so you should take care of your study. You should practice that sense of detachment in student life. Therefore, it is called brahmacharya, self control. Suppose you are living a life of a grihastha, you have to do your social family obligations, and suppose you are doing any service, you have to follow your social obligations with the sense of detachment. If you have lived your life with this technique, tena tektena munjita, I am attached but I have a sense of detachment. If you have lived your whole life, then only you can be promoted to the life of a sannyas. Otherwise, not. So, this is a very good question, and the answer is you have to live a life of detachment in every state of attachment. So, attachment and detachment, they will go hand in hand, but it is too difficult. So, gradually you will be transformed. It is very difficult to be free from moho, maya, lobho, krodho. It's very difficult. But because it is difficult, we should not avoid it. We have to go through such difficulties. One day, difficulties will surrender. That will be difficulties will be defeated, and you will win. So you will win over the obstacles. So always practice that. Always try to be detached from the attachments. This is the training of mind. Thank you. Thank you.
And now, yeah, we have another question from Raja Ramji. Yes, please proceed.
Sir, namaskar, sir.
Kukuha.
Sir, I have not a stipulated question regarding this session or Isa Upanishad. But sir, ମାନେ last 1 week ରୁ ମୋ mind ରେ ଗୋଟେ question ଆସିଛି, ମୁଁ ସେଟା ପଚାରି ପାରିବି?
Kuh.
Sir, in Indian philosophy, the ultimate goal of life should be getting liberation. Liberation is the ultimate goal of life. And Indian philosophy teach us, ମାନେ focusedly teach us that ignorance is the cause of bondage, and ମାନେ ଆମେ ଯଦି ignorance କୁ ଛାଡିକି ଆମେ ଯଦି right knowledge, that is Atman is Brahman or liberation path ରେ ଯିବା, ତାହେଲେ ଆମେ liberation ପାଇପାରିବା. ଏଇଟା ମାନେ ultimate goal ଟା liberation ରହୁଛି Indian philosophy ରେ. But sir, during the Vedic period, during the Upanishadic period, in Bhagavad Gita as well, in the classical 9 schools of Indian philosophy, and in contemporary Indian philosophy as well, everyone has touched the topic, focused the topic. Very importantly, they have discussed about the moksha, about the liberation. But sir, if a person wants to study Indian philosophy, wants to have knowledge, he will get the idea about liberation, about the moksha. But sir, it is very confusing because everyone has discussed moksha in different ways. Why there is not a single philosophy regarding moksha? Like if I want to give an example, I want to give you an example. In Western philosophy, see rationalist and empiricist, they were fighting among themselves. Rationalists were dogmatic about empiricist. Empiricists were dogmatic about skeptic about the rationalist. And Kant, Immanuel Kant came and he has given a single philosophy regarding this. Why in Indian philosophy there is not a single philosophy regarding moksha? Sankhya is saying Sankhya is saying the distinction between Purusha Prakriti is the way to liberation. Vedanta is saying Atman is Brahman. If you realize this, you will be in liberated stage. And Buddhism is saying different thing. Jainism is saying different thing. Nyaya is saying different thing. And in Charvaka as well. Also, Charvaka is focused the moksha that if you die, then you will get moksha. So why there are so many differences, why there are so many conflicts? This is my doubt.
Thank you. This is a very beautiful question. So, by moksha or liberation, you just understand that is a freedom. You don't take other names. Nirbana, moksha, mukti, apavarga. You don't take many names, many minds, many thoughts. Okay. So you just take one name, that is freedom. Freedom from what? Freedom from bondage. Freedom from bondage. Then the question comes whether you are in bondage or not. Whether you are in bondage or not. How can you know that you are in bondage? Therefore, we are discussing Upanishadic teachings that what appears to be real is really real or not. You have to start your journey from this. You be engaged in your daily activities. Don't be so philosophical. Simply in a very good fine morning or in a very fine evening, just take a cup of tea and think very casually that who am I? Who am I? Don't be so philosophical. Don't follow Sankhya. Don't follow Advaita Vedanta. Don't follow Ramanuja. Just you ask yourself. Philosophy should start with from common sense. Common sensely you ask yourself, who are you? Are you that what you appear to be? Gradually you will have the answer, the answer that I am not that what I appear to be. I am something else. From that you can know that I am in bondage because I am subject to change, myself is subject to change, and I am perceiving the world of diversities or the world of changes. If you do not perceive this, if you do not realize this, then even you cannot know that you are in bondage. If you do not know that you are in bondage, then there is no question of freedom, question of liberation for you. So first of all, you have to understand that I am in bondage. Then a natural urge will come in you that I shall be free from this bondage. And every man and every being wishes to be free. Even a dog does not want to be tethered, to be chained. So freedom is the natural urge in man. So we want freedom. This is number one. Number two, there are different ways. There are different ways to reach in the target. To reach the target. What is the target? The target is to reach at a particular place. Suppose you are going through motorcycle, somebody is going through car, somebody is going through train, somebody is going through flight. You don't complain that. You just see whether all are reaching that place or not. So Sankhya explains it from the dualistic standpoint. Other systems explain from the pluralistic standpoint. Advaita Vedanta explains it from the monistic standpoint. But what is the goal? The goal is to attain freedom, and that freedom is the freedom from suffering, freedom from bondage. This is the central theme of Indian philosophy. So then I think there is no problem. Suppose you take any model. Suppose you are a lover of Sankhya philosophy, then you can understand you can understand the same thing taking two realities, Purusha and Prakriti. If you prefer Advaita Vedanta, then you can attain the same target by studying monism, Advaita. If you are satisfied with the pluralism, that I need the entire Jagat, I can't avoid, I can't squeeze the entire Jagat into two, Purusha Prakriti, or into one. I shall enjoy the entire world. I need many. You take that. But you have to reach there. You have to be free from many, free from two, and free from one. You have to reach there. You have to attain freedom. That is the goal. If you are not reaching at that goal, then you are a fool. Rather, dualists are good, pluralists are good, monists are good, they are reaching. You fail to reach by criticizing all the persons, all the systems of Indian philosophy, Bhagavad Gita, etc. So there are different mediums to reach at the target. So don't complain any medium, just see whether you are reaching that place or not. This is common sense. There is no problem. I think there is no problem. And when you compare with Western philosophy with Indian philosophy, Western philosophy is philosophy. Indian philosophy is philosophy plus. Indian philosophy is philosophy plus life. Here knowing is becoming. Here we are not discussing concepts. When Buddha says life is full of suffering, here suffering is not a concept. Here we are discussing the real suffering of life. Here we are discussing the real mukti, real freedom. Suppose you are going to a doctor, you are discussing your disease, your problems. That is discussion. But doctor is after listening to your story, doctor is giving you some medicines. Take it and be cured. So Indian philosophy is not discussion oriented. Indian philosophy is transformation oriented. So it is philosophy plus life. Western philosophy is only philosophy. That is discussion of concepts. They need clarity. We need liberty. So our philosophy is called darsana, the vision of the truth. Vision of that truth. Till we don't have that vision, We are not satisfied. We are not satisfied with appearance. We need that vision. That vision is the vision of the truth. That is darsana. But Western philosophy is not a darsana. That is only discussion. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And question. If anyone has any more question, please raise your hand. Write in the chat box also if you are comfortable there.
Thank you, sir. But I am not satisfied, and I am also little bit disagreeing with the answer you have given.
Yes, then you say, what is your problem?
Sir, my problem is like Kant has given a single philosophy in the
Hmm.
West. Why there is not a philosophy in India which is discussing the central theme in a
Ka-
single
Ka-
philosophy?
Kant has not given the single philosophy. Has been criticized by many philosophers. Kant's philosophy is not complete. By synthesizing rationality with animality, rationalism and empiricism, uh, Kant has not done a very great thing. So don't conclude philosophy with Kant. Kant has his own limitation.
But sir, in Indian philosophy,
Hmm.
there can be a research to develop a single philosophy for the concept of
No, no,
Ishwar.
no one is a single philosopher. No one has given a single philosophy, and in philosophy there is no conclusion. Kant is a philosopher. Kant has his own philosophy. Kant is criticized by Hegel. Kant is criticized by Bradley. Even Bhagavad Gita is better than Immanuel Kant. Duty for the sake of duty, it has been criticized by Bhagavad Gita. Our Bhagavad Gita model of Niskam Karma is far better than Immanuel Kant. So Immanuel Kant is not the. I don't want to say all these things because you are insisting. I am telling you, no philosopher is a final philosopher. Every philosopher is only a philosopher from his own standpoint. So in Western philosophy also, there are many philosophers, there are many philosophies, and similarly in Indian philosophy, because there are so many minds, you have your independent way of thinking. Okay, I told you that your destination should be one. You want to go to Bhubaneswar, whether you will go through Luna, whether through motorcycle or through scooty or through train or through bus, you can't say now everybody will have Luna, everybody will have scooty. No. But the question is whether all are reaching that point or not. If you are not reaching having your aeroplane, then you are a fool. But that person is reaching with his moped bike. So you have to understand the goal of life. Suppose all systems are bad. You don't have a very unique system in Indian philosophy. But you are a great philosopher. If you understand that I have reached the goal of life, the matter is enough. The matter ends there. So, number one, Kant is not the ideal. That is better philosophy than Kant. We should not compare anybody with anybody. Kant has his own contribution, but Kant's philosophy is also limited. Kant has been criticized by Kant's deontological model has been criticized by consequentialists, contextualists, those who believe in applied ethics. They can't take Kant's deontological model of ethics. So Kant is a great philosopher, but Kant is not the final philosopher. So nobody is a final philosopher, neither in India nor in Western. So, but in Indian philosophy gives you liberty to you yourself can become a great philosopher. Because if at all there is liberation, you are going to attain that. Nobody will attain liberation for you. If you are in bondage, you are going to be free from that. If you have cancer, then you have to be cured from that. This great message is given by Indian philosophy, that you learn and you become. You only, not your son, not your father. You cannot liberate anybody else. Only you. You will transform. You will attain freedom through your own effort. Here we are becoming by knowing. This is the Indian model. That model is not in the Western philosophy. Kant is just giving one model of epistemology only. Through that, Kant says, I fail to know the noumena. By synthesizing rationalism and empiricism, where Kant reached only in the realm of a phenomena. This is his journey. He reached halfway. But we claim in India we know the noumena. And the moment we know the noumena, we become the noumena. Not only we know the noumena, we become noumena. What a great philosophy we have. So don't be worried about Jainism, Buddhism, Sankhya, Nyaya Mimamsa, Advaita Vedanta. Don't be worried about that. You just try to realize what is truth and what is appearance, what is unmanifest, what is manifest, what is freedom, what is bondage, and where I am going. If I am going in the right direction or not. So don't be a follower of any system. I never advise any student to be a follower in your life. Don't follow Shankara, don't follow Ramanuja, don't follow Gautam Buddha. You yourself become a great philosopher. This is my humble submission to all of you. Be a free thinker. Even don't follow Immanuel Kant. Nobody is an idol for you. You are your idol. Thank you.
Sir, I have a little doubt regarding Rajaram's question that what he is trying to say by single philosophy.
हाँ कुह
Rajaramji, if you kindly say that by single philosophy, what are you trying to mean? Any single,
Yes,
what
yes.
is it in your mind? Yeah.
In Indian philosophy as well, there are dialectics, there are criticism, there are discussions. I want to say that as a free thinker, I have studied Sankhya philosophy, Advaita Vedanta. My favorite school is Sankhya and Advaita Vedanta. Okay, Sankhya philosophy, Advaita Vedanta philosophy. I have studied Buddhism, I have studied Jainism, and as a as a follower of that path to moksha, what should be my single philosophy? I could I could abstract from Vedic philosophy. I could abstract from Upanishadic philosophy. I could abstract from Bhagavad Gita, the classical nine school, and contemporary Indian philosophy. Everyone has discussed ignorance is the cause of bondage, and moksha should be the ultimate goal of life. What should be a single philosophy? Single philosophy in the sense Kant has concluded the single philosophy by saying our we get knowledge from experience and it proceed toward understanding and ends in reason. Okay, in that way, what should be the single philosophy in Indian concept for moksha only? For moksha only, because my ultimate goal of life is getting moksha, to know that Brahman, to know that my Atman is Brahman. I want to distinguish my Purusha from that Prakriti. That is my goal and ultimate goal.
your,
What?
your single philosophy is study the Shastras, know your limitation, know the cause of your ignorance, know the cause of your bondage, and be free from that. This is the single philosophy. You are in bondage and you become free from that. This is the single philosophy in India, not in Western. Their philosophy is something different. In India, we believe in the fact that life is full of suffering. Almost all systems of Indian philosophy, they declare that life is full of suffering. Ignorance is the root cause of suffering, and freedom is the ultimate goal. This is the single philosophy. And there is no other goal of your life. Okay? Kheya,
Thank you, sir. And thank you, Rajaramji, for such a beautiful question. Sir, I think he's trying to find a synthesis here. Like, when in West rationalism and ideal rationalism and empiricism, there was a conflict going on, and Kant came, and through that dialectic, he what synthesized and produced a new theory, and taking some from rationalism and taking some from here, some from empiricism. Maybe Rajaramji is also looking for a synthesis in Indian philosophy, and it is so nice to hear that such young thinkers, such research scholars are coming ahead, being curious regarding these fields. And I would request Rajaramji to explore the contemporary Indian philosophers, where you can find a beautiful blend between the different schools of Indian philosophy and how they are extracting the very cream of these philosophies.
Yes, thank you,
All
Miss.
right, and one more question, if anyone has, then please proceed.
My
Okay,
m-
okay, sir.
that was my query. Actually, that is the my query.
Okay, thank you so much, Rajaramji, and wish you all the very best for for finding. I hope that you will find such a synthesis through your research work in future, and wish you all the very best. And my prayer is always with you. Now we will be concluding this beautiful session. Well, so first of all, I express my heartfelt thanks to the organizers for organizing such an auspicious and illuminating session. And I express my heartfelt gratitude to our respected sir, Dr. Pramod Kumar Das. Sir, thank you so much for organizing and for guiding us through this beautiful journey, and in understanding the Isha Upanishad. And again, sir, I'm so grateful for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this enriching session. And thank you so much, all the participants, all the intellectuals and honorable dignitaries, for being with us throughout this session. And here we would conclude today, and with the hope that we all may stay curious, and we all may grow together, and reach the highest goal, reach the truth, and try to find the truth in our own way. Since there are some research scholars also maybe present here, I wish them all the very best, and all the students also, I wish them all the very best. And I pray and that they may find their goal in their life and enrich themselves. And thank you so much again. And with the Shanti Mantra, we will be concluding this session. Om Sangachandvam Sambadadvam Sangvo Manamsi Janatam देवाभागं यथा पूर्वे सञ्जनाना उपासते सञ्जनाना उपासते सञ्जनाना उपासते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ओम्. I wish for the health and well-being for all of you. Thank you so much and good night.
एक मिनट मैं कुछ बोलना चाहूंगी.
Yes, please, ma'am.
अच्छा, ये जो क्लास था बहुत ही अच्छा लगा. सभी को मेरा प्रणाम. ये जो क्लास बहुत ही अच्छा लगा. ईशा उपनिषद बहुत ही ज्ञानवर्धक था. प्रमोद सर जी को मैं तो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देती हूँ. फिर ये जो क्लास को जिन्होंने मॉडरेट किया, मिस खेया रॉय, आपको मैं दिल से मैं धन्यवाद दूंगी. इसीलिए इतना अच्छा मॉडरेट किया आपने. बाकी आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद और सभी को मेरा बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहूंगी और प्रणाम.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, all of you, and a very good night to all of you. Take care of yourselves. Thank you so much.